This episode brought to you by... Yeah, you know what? I don't even know, as he won't tell me what the goddamn movie is.
Hey everybody, we're watching a movie that I have not disclosed yet to Todd, and you are listening to Miscast Commentary.
Yeah.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Findlay and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Findlay.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we are watching a movie that I have announced last week, so people know that it's coming. Todd doesn't know that it's coming. I'm surprising him. We are recording this ahead of time, so he doesn't know what it is. I just like to, I don't know, just wanted to make a little twist.
We're even recording the commentary before I see the film.
Yeah.
So we're
commenting on nothing right now.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So anyways, close your eyes. And
I won't cheat for real.
Don't cheat. And let's press play.
Pressing play.
We did it.
Now.
Okay, go ahead. Open your eyes.
Oh, sweet.
We are watching Rocky IV.
Sweet.
A couple of circumstances made me want to move this into my thing. One was it was on at my work recently, like this past weekend, and I was just like, I really need to talk about this movie. But also, I just recently watched
Creed.
No, not Creed. I recently watched the HBO movie Tour de Pharmacy.
Oh, how was it?
It was a lot funnier than I thought it was going to be, but the amount of people who were in it was crazy.
It's crazy. Dolph's in it.
Dolph's in it, and he plays the older John Cena. John Cena is the younger version in the night who's in the Tour de France, and then he's the older version who's like looking back on it. So everybody's got that. Like Andy Samberg is the young one, and Jeff Goldblum's the old one, and it was like it was a bunch of those, right? So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and just seeing Dolph Lundgren again, I'm like, and then having those two things, I'm like, it's fate. We got to watch this movie.
I don't know whether it's true or not. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I loved Creed.
Yeah.
I thought Creed was a great movie.
Yes.
And I was sad that I slept on it for so long. Mm-hmm. Hey, there's Carl Weathers again, too.
Yeah. That was another thing, too.
I heard that they're making a Creed 2.
It is already in
pre-production. And he's fighting Drago.
They are. I don't know if he's fighting like a Drago, but Dolph Lundgren is rumored to be in the movie.
That's what I heard.
And
I heard he's training his ass off right now. Yeah, apparently,
that would be interesting.
I don't know whether he's gonna fight Drago to get revenge because he killed his dad, or whether he's gonna fight Drago's guy.
Yeah, I would guess he's going to fight Drago's guy. But
I'm hoping he fights Drago himself.
There's been a lot of speculation because Sylvester Stallone himself has had a lot of ideas about what happened to all these characters.
Right.
And they've interviewed him, and he's said many times like what he envisioned was going to happen. And then he's tried to sneak some of this into his other movies like Rocky Balboa and stuff like that it just never came to pass. And like one thing was that Clubber Lang became a born-again Christian, and he's now a commentator. So they were going to have him be one of the commentators during Rocky Balboa.
Which one's he?
That's Mr. T.
Oh, Mr. T.
Right, obviously.
Oh my God, Bridget Nielsen.
Yeah, and but then Drago, they said they've had a couple of different ones. They said one, like shortly after this, when they asked what becomes of him, they said basically he went home. He just returned home in shame, and he became addicted to drugs, and he committed suicide.
Oh, really?
But then in more recent history, when they were talking, and this is what he tried to get going in Rocky Balboa, was that you meet him and they're actually friends now and stuff like that, but you find out that he actually contracted AIDS from all his time doing steroids and that kind of stuff.
Oh, really?
Working with other athletes.
Oh, so they all ended up pretty well.
Yeah, so he put him in kind of a rough spot. So if he has AIDS in the next movie, it's specifically because he's been trying to sneak this in for years.
I loved in Creed where they talked about the secret fight
Yeah.
that Creed and Balboa had as their own rubber match. Is this it right here?
This was the match.
This is it here that they're talking about.
At the end of that was the end of Rocky 3 that we just watched. That's like, because this is one of the few movies that does. I'm going to just show you the last 5 minutes of the previous movie. But yeah, he said, "I'm going to help you win the championship, and you're going to owe me a favor." And the favor was a fight between the two of them. No judges, no anything. It's just the two of them to see who wins.
And Creed won.
Apparently,
that's what he said in Creed.
Yeah.
Whether he was just saying that for his thing, I think he was. I don't think he was lying.
Yeah. But I like that it was I like that it kind of gave that answer so late. Like, they don't say here he's got a black eye, but that doesn't mean anything.
And I just caught that too because I'd seen Creed recently, and I was like, "Is that the fight that they were talking about?"
And that was the fight that
That's
they were
cool.
talking about.
Because in the first one, Apollo Creed won,
Yes.
but Rocky just had to go the distance. Wasn't that what it was?
Well, no, it wasn't. Like, it was a victory for him to have gone the distance, because he should have gotten killed in like the third round. Like, it shouldn't even have been a fight, but he managed to make it all the way through. And then for the second one, people were questioning whether or not he even won the fight. He was like, "Yeah, but like I don't think you were even ahead on points for real," and blah blah blah.
They fought again in the second one.
So they fought again in the second one, in which
Rocky beat him,
and he wins. And then by
They
the
fight
third one,
again.
he doesn't. They don't fight again. Well, they do in their own little way.
Right.
We don't really see it except for that one punch. But the whole idea was actually that he becomes kind of comfortable as a champion, and then a guy who's got that fire in his belly comes and just destroys him. This robot.
Oh my God.
This robot, no word of a lie from the research I did, is in the Screen Actors Guild.
What?
And I don't mean was in the Screen Actors Guild. I mean is in
now.
the Screen Actors Guild.
Like, he's voting on Oscar winners.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah. But basically, Sylvester Stallone saw this thing at a party and liked it. And it was just like,
this is going to be my next opponent in Rocky. I'll fight the robot.
And
And
they're
halfway
like,
through filming, they're like, "You can't fight the robot, Rocky. Come on."
Yeah.
He demands to be called Rocky, too.
I disagree.
Oh my God, look at that kid. It's got a real cigar in it. That dirty poolie.
That actually may have been painted. That painting may have been done by Burt Ward himself, who's actually quite the artist in real life, which I didn't know.
The Paulie?
Yeah. There's actually art that you see in Rocky Balboa that's of Rocky and stuff like that. That's very reminiscent of the art that you see at the end of Rocky 3.
Right.
And but except it was actually him who does it. It was very dangerous for them to do that. Because the aerosols and that could cause fires, and I've seen that happen on like AFV and stuff like that, and some other videos. So that's a very good robot.
He's
though.
awesome.
Like, it's like it's way into actually being able to do things instead of just be like a remote control thing.
So this was written and directed by Stallone.
That is correct. This was, I believe, this was the last thing he directed before between this and The Expendables.
That's it. That's a big jump.
It was. They did this, and then because I remember what's his face. His name escapes me. John Avildsen, who directed the first one,
Right.
directed the fifth one.
That's them fighting it out, eh?
Yeah.
Like their last night. That's why he's got a black eye right now.
Yeah. And actually, I guess The Expendables would have been the first thing he directed after this.
I think Stallone is one of the smartest people in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He made his career with Rocky. He wrote the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I don't think he directed. Did he direct Rocky 1?
He didn't direct Rocky 1.
But he demanded that he starred in it, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he took less money on writing it to get a chance to star
to be in it. And then he just keeps coming back. He's so smart with where the characters go, like the Rocky follow-ups. Like, I know he didn't write or anything Creed, but he definitely gave the go-ahead.
Yeah.
He was great in the movie, too. I think he was up for an Oscar.
He won the Oscar.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he won the Best Supporting Actor Oscar.
Oh, I didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah.
And he's already got one before from
Yeah.
Moonstruck. He's got one from something before, too. It might have even been Rocky.
Rhinestone.
Or, yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. He won for
Rocky.
for Rhinestone.
Rocky won for Best Picture. He was nominated for Best Actor. He didn't win it.
Didn't he get one? Was he the producer or something, or no?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I have an image of him holding an Oscar up for it in my head for some reason.
Oh, I'm sure they let him. Well, he may have won for Best Screenplay, I think.
You think that would be weird in a movie where, like, that's Stallone's woman, and she's playing his woman?
Yeah. and two people who are not Russian playing Russians.
Oh, that ain't nothing.
She's Danish, he's Swedish.
Oh, close enough.
But that's basically it.
Right?
It's like the other guy's Russian.
The guy's like a super genius.
He was actually almost completely incapable of speaking the English language when he was in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, he was barely able. But his next big movie was Masters of the Universe.
I almost purchased that the other day too.
Nice. In which he actually was given 3 chances to dub his own voice. Otherwise, they were going to replace his voice because they were like, we don't believe that you're going to be able to do it. And their intention was always to replace his voice.
Right.
But then he was able to do it. Brigitte Nielsen looked like a human being back then, eh?
Yes, she did.
When
she got on the Flavor Flav train.
She actually, she's got a crazy career. Like this, in a 2-year period, she was like on fire. Like, let me just find it here. Son of a bitch. Yeah, Brigitte Nielsen. I had it written down. Oh, there she is. She was in Red Sonja, This, Cobra, and Beverly Hills Cop 2 in a 2-year period.
She was pretty hot back then in that time period, eh?
She was married to Sylvester Stallone during this period of time.
Yeah.
She's been engaged to Flava Flav, and she's been married 3 other times. So do with that.
How many times has Stallone been married?
I think only 2, to be honest with you.
That's actually pretty low for Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think like even ScarJo's got like 3 under her belt already.
Yeah, exactly. 2 of them were to Woody Allen in secret. But
good old Woody Allen.
This was another big thing too, because the Cold War was still kind of underway at this point, and there was no circumstances where a Russian would be allowed to fight an American.
Right.
Like they were not cross promoting things like that kind of.
Why is he so pissed off?
Because he sees like this hot new boxer guy and he's feeling the itch. You know how it is.
Oh yeah, I know. Sometimes I see these hot new boxer guys.
I've never noticed that his license plate is a misspelled Southpaw because there's not enough letters, or there's too many letters in Southpaw. So
where is it? I'm awesome at fucking bumper stumpers. Let me see.
No, it literally just says Southpaw, except it's SOTH. It says SOUTH. Not enough room.
I would have gotten that.
This
At
is
least they clean the whipped cream off that robot.
Yeah. This is the weirdest one as far as, oh my God, another nanny.
That's Arnold's nanny.
Yeah, probably. But this is the one, like, Stallone looked the weirdest. He looks the least like a fighter in this one.
Who?
Stallone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he looks more like a fighter in Rocky Balboa.
You go, yeah, man.
It's great. Apollo.
Like he's partying with his money. He's got all his money. Look at the ring on him.
He's got a thing more recently, or like, well, in this portion of his career, that he wanted to be funny. Like, he wrote Rhinestone, and he he throws in these weird things where he's just all of a sudden, I'm going to be comedic. We're going to have a little fun.
I remember seeing a thing with him where he had said that, I don't know what it was. It was maybe like the story of comedy or something, and Stallone was there, and he said all he's ever wanted was to be funny. Was to be in people to find him funny and be the funny guy in movies and stuff. And he's like, he got stuck in this action movie role, and he said it just killed him. They always want to be something that they're not. It's always funny. It was like, oh, I was like,
and comedians want to be musicians.
Yeah, they want to be like whatever, and it was like killed them.
Yeah, it's I think that there's nothing harder in the entertainment industry than to be funny. And it may be more difficult to be funny with somebody else's material than your own material, because you can write for your own voice and do all that. Whereas sometimes it doesn't always translate from one person's voice to your own.
They don't even friggin' make comedies anymore. When was the last comedy that came out?
Comedies are coming out all the time. It's just
like
they
what?
don't get...
Name me one comedy that was at the movies in this year.
The House.
What the hell's that movie?
With Will Ferrell and Amy
Poehler.
Poehler.
Okay. Well, what else? There was like Neighbors 9 or whatever.
Yeah, there's always...
Like Seth Rogen has to write all his own movies, apparently.
Yeah.
I liked when you wrote a movie for a guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But therein lies the thing. And again, it happens all the time where people aren't writing their own things. But it's... Again, like I said, it's about writing for somebody's voice, and you got to be able to do that. And then that's why some people, they're just like, you know what, I'm not finding people who are writing in my voice, and I don't feel like I'm doing what I should be doing with this, so I'll write it myself, or I'll get the people who I know can write in my voice.
Okay, so there's The House. What else?
I don't know, like off the top of my head. Well, it's because they're not the blockbusters. There are more. I guarantee you, there are more comedies than sci-fi, action, and fantasy any given week. That being said, those are the ones that are making all the money. Those are the ones that are getting all the commercials. Those are the ones that have all the spin-offs on TV that tie into everything else. Right. So it's like, it's impossible to match up to that. But that being said, it also costs way less for them to make those, so thereby not making $1 billion on it doesn't mean anything to them because they're still making huge profits.
Yeah.
So it's good. That's why
I can't even think of the last comedy movie that I really liked.
Yeah.
What was the last comedy movie you liked? Like new.
I'm just trying to think.
I just keep thinking Harold and Kumar.
That one was
that
a
movie
while
kicked
back.
ass.
I don't know, a lot of good
I liked
ones.
Dumb and Dumber 2. I thought Dumb and Dumber 2 was really funny.
Yeah, I know. You were talking about that the other day, and you said that, and I was like, "Do you mean also, or do you mean two?" And I was like, "You can't, like really?" Okay.
Also 2.
Yes, also two. But I don't know. There's lots. I mean, I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I mean, like, there's always something. But that's the problem, is they don't get the attention. There's a reason you can't think of one off your head. But like, if we actually counted them out,
Netflix does well, though. They got lots of comedies coming out.
Well, and they sign a lot of those on. Like they bought Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
They just
The
like
Meyerowitz story is supposed to be really good.
Yeah, they're actually
Him and
like,
Ben Stiller.
they were talking Oscar buzz for that.
Oscar buzz.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of those things, and then they
Boy.
had that Bad Moms that came out, which was whatever. But
Oh yeah, Bad Mommies. You know,
and-
there hasn't been that one though, man. Where's Jim Carrey at?
A
Other
lot
than
of-
killing his girlfriends and being weird in
there
interviews.
you go. Yeah, a lot of them are very similar right now too, because then you of course had like Horrible Bosses, and then which is
I wasn't the biggest fan of that.
I liked Horrible Bosses 1. I hated Horrible Bosses 2. And then like, you know, We're the Millers, and then Rough Night, and then you know, all those different ones. And
Right.
I guess it depends on how you want to categorize it, but like the Pitch Perfect movies are
Well, I guess
comedies,
those cartoon ones that came out were comedies.
Sausage Party was fantastic. If you haven't seen
I did
that,
see Sausage Party.
that was good.
I liked it.
Carrie and I went and saw
I
that,
enjoyed
and
it.
then there was a very long orgy of food at the end.
Yeah.
We were like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Seth Rogen's one of those guys that keeps doing it though, eh?
Yeah.
He's always writing movies.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like when you're doing what you love, why stop? The problem is
I'm
that
getting tired of Seth Rogen though, to be honest
Well,
with
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen with everybody, right? I mean, if Jim Carrey was still doing stuff, you wouldn't want anything to do with him.
you.
It's
It's
like,
not true. Maybe if it's, you know, because absence makes the heart grow.
yeah. Well, it does, but
Fondant.
it's like he has a style, and it's like, well, he was doing comedy anyways. And
Some of
if
them are
he's
unwatchable. I can't even watch The Mask, man. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
and that's the problem. It's like,
Or The
that,
Grinch.
that is his style.
The Grinch
for
is
doing
like
comedy.
10 minutes in, I'm like, somebody beat me to death
Yeah.
with whatever copy of this movie it is.
Which is why he went to everything else, because he's like, even I'm sick of this. So he started doing his Eternal Sunshines and
Those are good
the
movies.
number 23.
Ooh, I still haven't gotten over the 23.
Oh god, I remember going to see that movie. and
Oh
going,
my
wow,
lord. Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten over that.
I regret this every minute of every day.
What are they arguing about here?
Well,
You're changing Stallone.
yeah, no, I saw the light. It happened again.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
It's just he's got that fire in his belly to
He
fight.
wants to
He's
fight
like, this
again.
Russian guy's coming here. I'm gonna be the one to shut him down. He's like, you're way too old for this shit. You know, all that good stuff.
Oh, yeah, he's giving the big speech.
So Carl Weathers, I mentioned in the last episode that he was a professional football player. He played for the Oakland Raiders and the BC Lions in the mid to late 70s. And but he actually, like, when he played football for San Diego, he actually went there on a he went there on a football scholarship, but he had a theater major. So he always wanted to be an actor,
Right.
And he was just being football because he was a big guy who was athletic, and it's like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. That gets you your education, that gets you
Right.
everything else. And so he finally got his break, and he was doing his good stuff. But something I didn't know about him, I was looking up. He actually auditioned to play Captain Sisko in Deep Space Nine.
Ah.
So I think they went the right route.
Who
By
played
getting-
Cisco?
I can't remember
The
his name.
main dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fuck that. I want Carl Weathers any day of
No.
the week.
See, I think that it's very important, and I think it was something that they proved in all the other ones. Getting the serious theater actors as captains really did well for him. I mean, think what you will about William Shatner. He had a certain presence and gravitas that got him the role in the first place, and
Right.
he was a Shakespeare guy. And then Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, he was a Shakespeare guy. Kate Mulgrew was a Shakespeare girl. Why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? Benjamin Sisko. It just left me. I just watched the Captains the documentary again, and
Patrick
he
Stewart.
was there. Not Patrick Stewart, but anyways, he was another Shakespeare guy. He's actually a tenured drama professor,
Right.
Like, you know, it's and it's like all those ones had their own successes to them, and then you get Scott Bakula, who's not a Shakespeare guy, and they're like, nah, I don't really want this.
Bakula. What about the new guys you see? He looks like he's a Shakespeare guy.
Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
He's just British. He's
He's just British, which is close enough.
Yes, I don't know. He's part of the Harry Potter world, so I'm gonna let him. That gets him a lot of. Oh, I like him a
Oh,
lot.
I think he's good. I think he's
good
perfect.
in everything. He was. Do you remember the Mel Gibson movie, The Patriot?
Yes,
He
I
was
do.
the main bad guy
That's
in that
right.
one too, and he was brilliant. That
Kills
movie
him
is,
with the American flag at the end.
that,
eh?
yeah, that movie is full of brilliant people though, because names are escaping me, but like Heath Ledger's in it, and like a bunch of people. You start going through the list of people, and you're like, oh my god, like this guy's in it. This guy's in it.
Is Heath Ledger his son in it?
Yeah, Heath Ledger's his son. Oh, one of his sons. He's got many sons. I actually recognize the other kids, but I don't really know from what.
Or care.
Yeah. What was
It's
really
getting
interesting.
It's getting pretty aggressive here.
Yeah. Bridget Nielsen's character was added like really late in the game because basically
Stallone.
Stallone.
is like, hey, why don't you put my girlfriend in here?
Well, he wrote it so he could do what he wanted. But he wrote the part because basically it was decided when talking to Dolph Lundgren about the character. He's like, you've always had these talkers, these like big, like they're talking a lot about what they're going to do and whatever. He's like, I want to just be the big threat. That I'm just here.
Right. Well,
And I was like, I don't
can't
need to
talk
say
up
anything.
anyway.
But you
so-
need somebody who's going to talk on his behalf. So then they wrote his wife in. But you didn't really
Smart.
necessarily need that because he has his other representatives too. Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton's name will be above anybody's.
Yeah. I actually was really tempted to go to see Wayne Newton when I was in Vegas.
Oh my God,
in
you
July.
had a chance to go see Wayne? You didn't go?
We could have gone, but it was just
I
like
picture him from the Vacation movie. He's gonna like hit on your wife and like
So-
be all like.
I would let
dirtbaggy
that
and,
go.
like-
I don't know. I just like given his age and stuff like that. I don't know what it would be like anymore.
He's
Like,
still got to be. He's still got to be all right if he's got a show going. Still.
yeah, but are people going to see him just because
of
that's
the
a thing you do?
nostalgia,
Yeah,
right,
like so. I was just like, I'm just gonna pass. I'll go see fun, crazy magic shows and like
and women's
Cirque du Soleil.
titties.
And we saw some titties. Yeah.
Got any of those cards left?
No, I didn't bring any.
You
of
bring
them
any of
home
your
with
dirty
me.
cards home? You had a whole stack of them.
I had I had a deck of those cards, baby. There's
Fucking
so many.
nudies.
So Stallone, he's got some upcoming projects. Creed 2 being one of them. We already talked about. They've announced Escape Plan 2 and 3.
What
Yes.
the fuck?
So they're doing those currently. One is I think just about to go in production, and the other one's in like the really early pre-production.
I got
stage.
another prison I got to break out of.
Pretty much.
And they got the third prison. I
See,
gotta
to me,
break
it's
out of.
like to me that's like some kind of. It should have been like a TV show.
Oh, well,
that
it's
would've-
probably going straight to somewhere.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna be on the theaters, man. That's going
No,
straight
it'll
to the DVD
It can
bin
go
at
to
Walmart.
Netflix and Hulu and all those kind of things. And then he's also got potentially the next stage in the Marvel Galactic universe.
What?
Well, because James Gunn has announced that after Guardians of the Galaxy 3, he's done with this Guardians of the Galaxy group, and he's thinking about going back to the essentially original Guardians of the Galaxy, which was made up of all the characters at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
The other Reaver dudes? Were they the
The-
Reaver dudes?
Yeah. So it was...
He's a Captain Reaver guy or
Yeah.
something. What a sad movie that Guardians
Oh, I
2
know,
was.
I know. But it was him and Michelle Yeoh, and the guy who played Lex Luthor in Smallville was like the guy with like the diamond skin.
I think he was a really good Lex Luthor, actually.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yes.
Yeah, and
I
then
hated that show, but I thought he was really good.
he was better than what's his face, the guy who just recently did it.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Jesse. But the
Well, he's better than Kevin Spacey in that other fucking one
sorry,
too.
and Kevin should have been perfect.
I know.
It was I'm blaming the material on that one.
Brian Singer.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But yeah, it's like the script wasn't right. Like if you would have given him a good script to work with, I think he could have blown Gene Hackman out of the water.
Gene Hackman.
But it didn't happen, but it is what it is.
It certainly is.
This is a very weird stage. A, when are boxing rings not surrounded by its audience? B, when do they come rising out from the ground. Now I know this is like a stage, like this might be the car stage. This I guarantee you this.
Yes, what an entrance,
yeah,
eh?
This casino is no longer there. There's no way.
That would be cool, though. So he barely speaks English here, huh?
Barely. This was only his second role.
So he must have had an interpreter on the set or something, I guess.
Well,
right?
he could understand it. It was just that he wasn't really capable of
Fluent
like the
in,
way
like-
that Schwarzenegger was. Where he's
Right.
like he can totally understand you and he can speak to you, but you're gonna go, huh? Like I'm not
Yeah,
understanding you,
I don't
which
get
is
it.
not conducive to being a movie star.
Oh my God, there he is.
Yeah, look at that hair.
He's fighting James Brown,
Yeah, he probably should.
the hardest working man in show business. First, he's going to put on a 3-hour show. Then he's fighting Drago to the death.
Yes. And then when he's done, he gets that guy to put the cape over him and like walk away. Oh, look
Oh
at
my
this
Lord,
guy.
look at the hair on that one.
That Jerry curl is the bomb.
James Brown's the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
James Brown's dead, right?
Yes. See, he made me sad too because then they had that whole domestic thing, and I'm like, why can't these guys just like go down normal so I can say, look at how like badass this guy was when you
They're
really
all
look back
fucked.
at him.
They're all fucked, man.
That's the
All
pro-
these celebrity dudes are they're miserable.
Yeah.
They're fucked up people.
Yeah.
That's why I always was like, I really want to be a famous comedian or famous this and that, but then I'm thinking like, maybe, I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
Like then now you hear like, if they're all fucking, Louis C.K.'s a fucking prick. Like they're all pricks. Like they're all assholes. Like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
can't get where you want to be unless you
Yeah.
fuck people over and throw people under the bus.
And then therein comes the thing. It's like, what do you believe as well? It's like, because it's like, okay, some of this could be true, or this person didn't get what they want out of them, so then they became bitter and then spread garbage.
I
Like, it's like-
believe, Joe,
Yeah.
the truth
yeah.
that L. Ron Hubbard
Yes.
will take us on a rocket ride
Mm-hmm.
to the stars.
Thank God. I'm
Scientology. I've looked into all these ones, and the only one that makes any sense to me is paying my money to go to heaven in Scientology.
Yes.
Living in America.
I do like the outfit though. Look how good he looks. In America.
Would it be, if he shits himself during the fight, is that like desecration to the flag?
Yeah, I would suppose it would be. And spoiler alert, he's going to shit his pants very soon because that's the thing that happens when you die.
What?
Yeah. Another thing, these two men hated each other.
Who?
This, Dolph Lundgren and Carl Weathers.
Oh, they didn't like each other?
Apparently,
Dolph
Dolph Lundgren got a little.
Stallone's favorite. No, I
No,
am.
he was a little Dolph Lundgren being a new guy, and again, I was saying before, this was his second movie. He had a very small role as a bodyguard in A View to a Kill because he was dating Grace Jones at the time, and they saw
they
a
got the same
monster of a
haircut.
man. Yeah, exactly. But
And the same upper body build.
But I guess he was a little amped up for this kind of thing, and you're playing a boxer, and he was a little aggressive with him, and they got into a lot of fights, and then Dolph Lundgren threw him across the ring, and he just got out, and he's like, I'm leaving, I'm going to call my agent, I'm quitting the movie. That's it. This is
No
done.
way.
And then so Sylvester Stallone got them back together, and is like, okay, you two need to fucking make up. It's like, you have this one scene together, and then one of you is dead. I won't say who, wink. And then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Your troubles are
We'll
over.
just get in there.
Exactly. And then so they agreed to kind of like nut up for the last little bit. I think that like Carl Weathers just being friends with Stallone and helped made that a little easier. And then obviously giant dude who's never been a major character in a movie
Yeah.
also going to go, yeah, whatever you need, boss.
Well, yeah, I can see, it's two dudes and they're fighting, and then they want to, they get, when you play fighting with your buddy, it gets a little too far, and you start kind of fighting for real,
Yeah.
and then Drago's like, fuck you, and throws him across the ring, and then,
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time.
That guy looks like the homeless dude from They Live, the ring announcer guy.
Oh my
Right
God.
there.
That mustache. See, I'm trying to figure out, is that a mustache that only goes across his lip and then stretches and then like it's just extra hair going across? Or has he grown that on his face? Like part of that's technically a beard, but then they shaved it into a mustache shape.
Looks like it was a handlebar thing.
Yeah. Because like it looks like
a
like
Barnum PT bait.
yeah. See, but you see what I mean? It looks like it's all completely attached to his face.
If it is
Yeah.
sticking, if it's growing out of his cheek area,
Yeah.
it's a beard.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
I think that's a fake mustache. You got a regular mustache with some beard that just stretches it like sideburns. I used to have sideburns.
They're trying to do this in wrestling right now,
I used to have hair.
where No, you didn't.
Yeah, not for a bit.
They have a character there now, Canadian boy, but he's playing the Indian bad guy, and you're supposed to boo him just because he's from India.
But again,
you know what I mean? It's like the same thing. They're booing this guy just because he's from Russia.
But that, again, is a tale as old as time. They've been doing that forever. Hulk Hogan won his first championship by being the All-American guy who beat the Iron
That
Sheik.
was the 80s, though. This is now
that's true.
2001.
But it never went away. It was just, it changed what it was. I mean, when we were watching in the 90s, they were against the Canadians.
Oh, they should definitely be against the fucking Canucks.
Yeah.
Fuck those crazy maniacs.
You know, it's like there's always something. And then they had that Rusev guy, right? He was a Russian.
He's still there.
Yeah. So
he's way better than they're letting him be.
Yeah. So, but it's like they always do that. And then they had that Muhammad Hassan for a little while. And Tiger Ali Singh and stuff like they always do that. And I was like, you feel so bad for them that it's like, I'm an American, right? Like, I don't have to play.
Carl Weathers is still sweating from Predator. That's how hot the jungle was.
That's Bill. You remember when Bill Duke pulled him in and leaned into him? That's
Bill Duke's sweat.
Yeah, that is all Bill Duke's sweat.
And after he said, "I'll never wet." Oh, geez.
Yeah. He reminds me very much. I remember when I saw the Klitschko brothers for the first time in boxing. I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, they got it perfectly right here." Like he's just a big, lumbering, strong Russian man.
How old is Creed in this movie? Because they keep saying he's over the hill. Like,
oh, he's probably in his mid-40s
in the movie.
Yeah,
this big Russian.
Yeah, because
I love that haircut. That was my haircut back in the day.
Yeah, because at this juncture, he retired, like in the timeline of everything, he retired after the second Rocky fight.
Right.
Then when Rocky 3 came around, he was in his corner. Champion. Like he had, well, but at the beginning of Rocky 3, Rocky had like 6 or 7 title bouts since then. And like think of one maybe every 9 months.
Holy jeez.
So I mean, like you're talking a few extra years had passed. Then they do the fight with Clubber, like the rematch.
Stop the fight. There you go.
He's getting killed in there.
Holy
and so then they let time pass so they can have their fight, because obviously that didn't happen right after the Clubber Lang fight because he would have been fucked up. And then time passes. It's like every time they announce a fight, like you got to imagine months go by, right? So it's like as this thing is slowly going, like years are passing.
What do they mean by exhibition fight?
It means
They're not freaked out.
It's not for a title. It's not being governed by
right
the governing bodies. You
like
know,
whoever wins, it doesn't go down in the books as a win or a loss.
Precisely. Yeah.
Holy fuck. Well, what are they supposed to do? Just dance around a bunch of time and then one guy just hits the mat?
Well, you just kind of showcase your skills, right? And
right.
It's like one guy's going to try and be better than the other, but the goal is not kill the other guy in the ring.
It's not?
If I can make that any clearer, I will try. But
oh fuck, look at his wife. There's Felicia Rashad.
Mm-hmm.
She was good in that movie too in Creed. She was real good.
Oh, was it still her?
No.
It was Felicia Rashad?
No. It was a different lady, but that's his wife,
okay.
right? I'm guessing.
Yeah, that lady played his wife.
Look at Drago's just fucking around now.
Yeah, well, at this point, that guy, he's almost dead on his feet. It's kind of funny to watch him also be a speed guy. It was cool to that they went this route, because first you had the big star and the speedy guy who he had to fight, which was Carl Weathers. Then he went with the power guy, who was Clubber Lang, and then he went with the guy who's literally everything, because I love that scene. That look is
the referee tried to stop it too.
Yeah, that
throw the towel, Rock.
Tony, look at that. Like you believe that moment. I would have thrown the towel, like even though it's not in the script. Yeah.
I don't think he was going to stop anyways. I don't think throwing the towel in was going to stop him from doing anything, because the ref already tried to stop him. Look, she's like, he's dead. Yeah. Oh, now Rock's going to feel bad forever because he should have thrown the towel in.
Well, that's why I like that little twitch too, made me freak out.
That was him pooping himself.
He's literally, all his dumps are coming out and he's desecrating the flag. But lumpy dumps.
Because of the death of Creed the Winner.
Huzzah! Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a technical knockout? Because he's not knocked out. He's dead.
That's a TKD, bro.
Yeah, that's what I think, right?
Technical kill death.
Yes. So yeah, Lundgren, we were talking about him before. Obviously, they did Voodoo, killed in this, and then he had Masters of the Universe, Red Scorpion, had things like The Punisher, Showdown in Little Tokyo, Universal Soldier. Then he had a long list of B movies.
Army of One.
Yeah, a lot of that. And then, of course, The Expendables comes along and brings him into it. He gets to actually showcase the fact, because he is like a microbiologist in real life.
Look at him holding him, eh?
Yeah, like he's like an MIT trained... I think
he's in Mensa. He's like a super genius.
He's a mega genius.
Yeah.
And they got to like have a little bit of fun with that in the Expendables, because like he's like working out formulas and stuff. He's like the motorcycle guy, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll fix this up for you, no problem. And then he had a role in Hail Caesar, the Coen Brothers movie.
I didn't see that movie. Was it any good?
It was good, yeah. Like I didn't see the whole thing,
right.
but I saw. Again, it was work stuff, right? So I saw. He was in Kindergarten Cop 2, which was gigantic. And then
is he the star?
No, he's.
He
was the star. Sorry. I was thinking of the next thing. He was in Arrow, where he plays he's a recurring
the show
character
Arrow.
on that, yes. And then he was in that Tour de Pharmacy, which we've already discussed, and he's
right.
rumored to be in Creed 2, and he is in Aquaman. He plays the king in Aquaman.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Oh, that's my girlfriend's in that movie.
Yes, your girlfriend. I lost his name. I was trying to think of the dude.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa. I was like, your girlfriend is
She
Jason
looks
Momoa.
hot in that movie.
I've been watching a lot of Stargate Atlantis. Not watching it, but it's on at work. And he looks so tiny there. It was before he started taking like HGH or whatever.
Who?
Jason Momoa. Because he's not a big dude then. Like, he's big, but he's not like when you see him as Khal Drogo and he's like cut as shit.
HG.
Right?
That's a bunch of cheating bullshit.
Yeah.
All that crap.
But I guess when you're not competing, you're just acting. I guess you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever. Still cheating.
Yes.
That's what I say to everybody. And they're like, oh, like I hear that these guys, some guys on the boats are like on roids and they're huge. And I'm like, that's cheating.
That was really, really mean.
What did it say?
It said who was really responsible for Apollo's death, and it showed a picture of Rocky next to it.
He's like,
I'm like,
he's like giving like
that was bad. I've never actually read all of those things before, because there were a bunch of things in there. There was a thing about him getting his boxing license back, because he's been retired for a while too at this juncture. So it's like, does he only fight Rocky next? There should have been a sequence where he tears through like the American League, you know what I mean, where a bunch of dudes and he's just fucking everybody up, and then Rocky's got to step up again, because they're not allowed technically to be fighting.
Oh, because he hasn't been like
they've been through the Cold War and all that stuff, so he's like, you can't come and fight us. So it's like they're having these little exhibitions as a way to kind of get around that, but obviously not exhibitions, because people are dying. God damn it! Who's that black man? Is he Russian?
Yeah, of course he is.
There's no way.
He's the only one. He trains.
Yeah,
trains Buddy. Apparently, I guess in this, like, nobody would have believed if there was a white Russian trainer. Like, apparently back in the day, we would only believe a boxing trainer to be a black guy. You know what I'm saying? So like, they just throw this guy in. Look at him. He looks pissed off to even be there.
This movie actually gets a lot of credit for being.
For ending the Cold War?
No. Oh. Although probably it had a hand. If you see when we watch the end of this, you'll see how it takes its fair place. But it gets a lot of credit for being very, very accurate for boxing.
Right.
There's a lot of when you see like all the high tech stuff that they're training with later, that stuff like boxing that's like was way ahead of its time. It was all experimental. But now that's the kind of stuff that the boxers used to train with.
No shit.
And then on top of that, they got rid of the punches. They actually recorded real punches, and so it sounded more accurately.
I like the.
And I
love that shit.
And a little bit more of the reality I'll share later when the fight actually occurs, because it's I feel like you need to be talking about it in the moment.
Oh yeah, don't ruin the moment.
Bill Conti, who did all the previous Rocky scores, and he's the one who wrote like that "Gonna Fly Now," you know, the Rocky song, like "Getting Stronger," like that one.
Can you hum me a couple bars? No, of that, maybe? I just gave you. Give me the beginning, maybe.
You got plenty. It's literally that over and over and over again. So I hummed all the bars. But yeah, he couldn't do this movie because he was committed to Karate Kid 1 and 2. And then funny on top of that, because in Karate Kid 2, you use Peter Cetera's song, the Glory of Love.
Right.
Or whatever it was. That was actually meant for this movie, which he rejected for that Hearts on Fire song that he does when he in his training montage later. So then it went over there. So they were trading music.
Trading tunes.
Trading some tunes.
This is fucking Rocky's house or what? This is a fucking beautiful
Yes.
house. Looks like Scarface's like summer house or something.
Yeah. That was the first part that made me hate Rocky 5 is just for no reason they made him lose everything right off the bat. They were like, oh yeah, you got ripped off by your financial advisor and now you've lost your house and you have to go move back.
Oh yeah, he was back in the hood.
Yeah, you got to go move back
and
to
then he
Philly.
fights Tommy the Machine Gun Morrison.
Yes.
In a street fight.
Who at the time had HIV.
For custody of his child and career.
Yes. Yes. By controlling large robots.
Yeah, he's the guy.
So when do we do over the top?
Over the fucking top. We should have been over the top. We're over the top right now.
Oh, we are over the top.
Holy
There's no
Lord.
question about that.
Oh my God. Over the top is amazing.
It is very good.
We have to join an arm wrestling tournament and eat a lit cigar.
And drink Valvoline.
Fucking right.
So many good things in that. So yeah, you're talking about that.
Did you find Stallone handsome? He's a handsome guy.
No, and I'll tell you why. Other than being heterosexual-ish.
That has nothing to do with it.
Ish.
Yeah,
I
okay.
I would say like Alfred Kinsey had that thing where like if you were like 1 being totally heterosexual and 10 being like totally homosexual. I think I'm a 5. I'll just
I think I'm a
strong
strong 8.5.
That a boy. That a boy. I'll fall into a vagina if I have to.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. Happens all the time. Ugh.
What can I say?
God.
I like to play swords. But no, but the
doubles.
I find him very lumpy. Is really like because when you get somebody who's really good looking, they've got the symmetry and the bone structure and very defined, and he's got a lot of definition. But when you look at him and he like any angle, like that's why people have a good side in movies and stuff. They're like, this is how I look exactly the way I'm supposed to. But when he moves his head a certain way, it's like sloth. Like his face is never the same shape depending on which way it moves. Which is why I think they're lighting him like this. If I'm being really
shadows right now.
If I'm being really honest, I think that's precisely what they're doing.
You think?
They're hiding his cheekbones and his jaw.
I remember he had this interview after Rambo 9. And he was like huge. Just way too huge. He got busted going over to somewhere to film the movie. It was the one Rambo. No, what was his name? John Rambo. Yeah, I think it was just called Rambo or something, right?
Yeah.
Or John Rambo.
I think it was John Rambo.
And he got busted with steroids or whatever going across the border. And he was so huge. He was disgusting looking.
Yeah.
And he remembered having a conversation with his wife at the time or whatever, or whoever he was seeing. And he was like, be honest with me kind of thing. Like, how do I look? And she was like, you're way too big. You're way too big. And he's like, why didn't anybody tell me this before? Because he's like, you look in the mirror and you're always working out. And he's like, I just want to be bigger.
Yeah.
And then he said, and it finally took one person being honest to say, like, you look kind of gross because you're fucking way too huge.
See, and here's the problem. Like, it's
body dysmorphia. That's what he called it. He said he definitely suffers from body dysmorphia.
Yeah, and a lot of people do. But then there's also this pressure, and I mean, it's mostly on women, but I mean, it's across the board for anybody. It's like, I gotta look good.
Yeah, well, especially in this day and age too. Men have it too, man. That's definitely a double standard though too, that men don't have those.
Yeah.
Like, oh God.
Oh, it's they of course have it. I think that the pressure is more on the women because like if Stallone was on Instagram and he took a picture of himself, it'd be like, I love you, Sylvester. But then like a pregnant Kardashian does it and then you'll see you're a fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, she's pregnant.
You should abort that baby. It's making you fat and ugly. And then she will.
And there's a lot. Yeah, well, absolutely she will.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that kind of stuff just drives me nuts, right? But especially like in these kind of things, it's like I'm gonna have my shirt off and I'm gonna be doing this. I heard a story one time on another podcast. It was an actor, they didn't say who, but he found out that he had to be shirtless in a scene, and he has a guy who's noted for being like muscular and all that, and he's like, I'm not ready. Like I haven't been working out. So he started just eating ice for days and just like push-ups constantly, and like, because he's like, I gotta look good, good, because it was like that pressure. It's like, if I look bad, that hurts my brand,
right?
Like, you know, the way the girls love me or whatever. So it becomes a big thing. And again, it'll never be as bad as it gets with the girls, because anything happens is like, you look how fat you are now. Yeah. It's like, I'm 30 years older than the picture you're referring to.
Yeah, exactly.
And I only gained 5 pounds. It's like, yeah, fatty.
It looks like it's, you know, when you look at the wrestlers and you hear about the actors and like Chris Pratt
and Chris Evans,
just talking about like, and Thor.
Yeah.
He's like, man, getting ready for Thor. He's like, getting ready for Thor is awful. He says he hates it. He's got to get all ripped and like do all this workout. And it's like, it's seriously like, when you see the dudes at the gym and they're like ripped to shit, this is all they do. Yeah. It's like, how do you have time for this? They're at the gym for hours a day, and it's like, fuck this.
And I understand.
What do you really get out of it? Like if that is what your ultimate goal is, like you want to be that ripped, then you've achieved it. Good for you. But other than that, what are you really getting out of it?
Yeah. You have created something that is aesthetically pleasing to get yourself the aesthetically pleasing lady. That's all that's happening.
That's, you know what I mean? But good, you know, if maybe you were like a big guy and you lost the weight, is it like good for you, you're healthier? But I don't know. It seems to be more than that. Like you already are healthy. What is the...
You want to be picturesque.
Yeah,
because
like what is your end game here?
You're on camera. It's like, I want to be this and stay this.
Like I want to be ripped too. Like that's what I've always wanted, was to look in the mirror and have the abs and stuff. But then I'm just like, man, this is like a whole lifestyle.
I would be very happy with like a swimmer's body. That's kind of would be my goal.
I want to go for like... But I know what you're saying. Yeah. Like not huge. I still think too that when you see these big, huge dudes and they're so ripped, but they're overweight, like those two, you're still overweight. Yeah. Like I don't understand how that could be considered healthy when muscle weighs more than fat does. Yeah. And if you weigh this amount, like you weigh 50 pounds over what you're still 50 pounds over what your body weight index is supposed to be.
If you're 200 pounds, you're 200 pounds, whether it's muscle or not.
Right.
You're putting the same kind of stress on your heart, even more so depending on how you're getting there, right? But no, you're absolutely right. And it's so it's like that kind of thing. And it's like, I get the need in some scenarios. Captain America and Thor need to look like the way, like
Hulk's got to work out like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, but like, and that's the good thing. Mark Ruffalo probably laughs his ass off at those guys. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I did a sit up. He's like, I sat up to get out of bed.
He doesn't even go to the gym, and in the movies, he's way more ripped than them.
Yeah, no doubt, right? So but like Chris Pratt was the one losing the weight I got, because he was a big guy when he was on Parks and Rec. Yeah. So losing the weight I get.
Well, no, but there's like shirts off scenes.
Yeah, there's like one.
He said it's hell too. Yeah. He said like it's just like your whole diet is like somebody's there watching you, and it's just like, he said, oh my god.
So it's like you get
no beer, no alcohol at all.
It's basically the same story every single time. I have a piece of grilled chicken and a bunch of broccoli for every single meal, and then I'm not allowed to enjoy anything. My birthday comes around, can't even think about an ice cream cake. Yeah. I only have ice cream cake. I don't ever.
And you know that he was
fucking sick. Deal with it.
Yeah, he doesn't even. We used to have a big cookie.
I used to have the cookie. I never liked cake, so my mom made me a big cookie.
That was neat.
It was awesome.
It was different.
Yeah. Well,
you still get your big cookie?
No, I get ice cream cake.
Because I'm 6. Yeah. Everybody likes fucking ice cream cake.
That's true.
Who says I don't? Well, you don't like cake. I didn't think that would happen. Although there's certain icing that I don't like.
Yeah.
I'll eat some of these store-bought ones, and it's got that shitty...
I don't like anything that's too rich.
I don't know about rich, but it's got the kind of whipped cream. I like the really thick icing.
Like the buttercream.
Or whatever, where it's like you can feel your teeth erode away.
Yeah. This scene's like the exact same scene from Apollo 13, where he explains that he's leaving and he's going to go...
You going to the moon? Yeah, pretty much Russia.
Yeah. Well, but then, and he also... Like he talks
is your French teacher?
Yeah. No, but they talk about the fear and all that stuff, because like the kid asks Tom Hanks, he's like, "Do you know the guys who died in the fire?" Like that kind of thing. Right. It's the exact same scene. It's like him saying goodbye. They're in bed. Like it's identical.
Was it Vera Ventimiglia played his son in 5?
No,
6.
He played him in Rocky Balboa. Sage Stallone played him in
Oh, and he had 5. The dangly ear thing.
Yes.
I do remember that guy though. Isn't it Vera Ventimiglia or whatever his name is?
Milo Ventimiglia.
Vera, that's the girl from The Conjuring. Vera Farmiga.
Vera Farmiga, yeah.
I like her.
She's good.
I like her acting.
She was good in The Departed.
Do you think that on purpose they had Paulie's luggage is plaid? Like, was that just to show that even more that he's more like a boob?
I think that all luggage was plaid back then.
Oh, she's not happy, Rock. I like that they stuck with her, though. He stuck with her. You know, Rocky's a good man.
Talia Shire. I felt like she was in more stuff. Like, she's in a lot of stuff, but I thought she was in more notable stuff. Really, her big claims are the 3 Godfather movies and the 5 Rocky movies. And the Rockies. Because she was dead by 6. Well, in the movie, they killed her off because she didn't want to be in it or whatever. But,
are you reading the lyrics to this fucking song, man?
There's so much. Yeah, I know.
This is going to uplift me.
That's it. These songs are written specifically for this kind of thing, and like it's schmaltziest.
I'm putting this lyrics on repeat, and when they open the doors of Toys R Us, I will run.
On the burning heart.
I told the lady on the phone too. I was like, you're like, well, how's this gonna work? Yeah. Like, are you just gonna open the doors and we run in? Because I will murder a kid.
Yeah.
Like, I will punch old ladies out.
Yeah. Well, you were in a similar situation.
The switch.
See what I did there by accident? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill somebody. So what you listen to this song and picture me swinging the box of the Super Nintendo Mini into a kid's face.
In the burning heart. Actually, in the burning heart, the little teaser for later, the burning heart, that's going to come into place. That's going to come into play.
Is he going to get the glow?
He's not going to get the glow.
Oh, he should have the glow.
That would have been amazing if just all of a sudden every movie had somebody who got the glow from The Last Dragon.
Every movie should get the glow. Yeah. I'll give you the glow. Send me your address and I'll come over.
Yeah.
Help you out with your glow.
Could you I couldn't imagine living in that hellscape.
Oh, no,
and you know what this hellscape is? This is Wyoming. it literally is
it gets so much snow that they can, all you need is a place with snow.
That was it. It was,
and you're in Russia.
All of the Russian scenes here are taking place in Wyoming, and then when they get to the fight, they're not in Russia, they're in Vancouver. So
there it is, Russia.
Which is British Columbia's Russia.
That's the capital right there. That's the Capitol building. Yeah. I like all this training shit, man. This movie's got a deadly montage.
And I like, too, like, they had, like, the training old versus training new kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, because Drago's got all the technology and Rocky's at the... Why would he agree to do it in Russia?
I'll give it up for them, though, because they refused to do it in the States.
Right.
Because there were, like, death threats or whatever. What? You smell skunk?
Or something, yeah.
I smell skunk, too. There's definitely a skunk outside.
Somebody's smoking a big fucking doob on your patio.
The doobie doobers. Why do people keep climbing onto my building? People keep climbing onto my building. Yeah. They literally would give him anything.
We're on the 7th floor. How are we smelling a skunk up here?
I have sprayed.
Like up to the 5th? He's like really shooting for it tonight, you know?
Sprayed a bird.
Holy fuck. Birds flying around stinking the neighborhood up.
I have no idea. It happens from time to time.
I wish you guys, when this, in 100 years, this will be Smell-O-Vision podcast, and you'll smell that skunk. We'll get somebody to redo it.
Yeah.
In Smell-O-Vision.
Oh, no.
The rest of the episodes, you'll just smell us.
Can I recommend that we don't do that?
No, it's too late. You're dead. I put it in my contract.
Oh, my.
I'm not dead. I'm a half robot, half animal.
Hey, that's better than nothing.
And I rule the apocalyptic landscape.
No doubt. Burt Young here, who I love, is another guy I didn't know. Like, I knew he was in stuff, but I only really recognized him. No, but I only really recognized him from this. And I knew he was in Back to School.
Great film.
Which he was really funny in, despite the fact that he has almost no lines. So I was looking him up today, and he's got 154 acting credits.
Holy fuck.
So yeah, like
really?
He is in stuff.
Paulie?
Yeah.
Paulie.
And, but he was, he's still very prolific to this day. Like, he's still getting roles and all that stuff. But he was also in Chinatown and Mickey Blue Eyes and Transamerica, which are 3 movies I never would have guessed that he was in.
Which ones say again?
So he was in Chinatown, Mickey Blue Eyes, and Transamerica.
Huh.
So he's always around.
He's been in a lot of shit.
He was another guy who was at Comic-Con who I wouldn't have minded meeting.
Nah, I wouldn't have paid one fucking cent to meet this guy. Fuck that.
I like having autographs. What can I tell you?
Fuck that.
I like their singing we were talking about the Chipmunk song a while ago too, and here it is.
Is it right here? Oh, it is.
Yep.
Listen to the Chipmunks?
Yep.
Just to remind him of America.
Tony Burton here, who, if anybody doesn't know him, he was in the original Assault on Precinct 13. He was in The Shining.
Maybe
and he was in Hook.
Oh, there you go. I think it's Assault on Precinct 13 I'm thinking of him.
But they had that little scene where he was playing chess there, and that was a little nod to, I guess, he used to play chess with Stanley Kubrick on the set of The Shining.
Really?
I was trying to...
Who was he in The Shining?
He was the other black guy who wasn't Scatman Crothers.
I can't even think of him.
There's a scene it's like at the beginning when he's like getting the grand tour kind of thing, and
oh, I got you. Yes.
Yeah. But I really felt good for him in this because he's been in every Rocky movie.
Right. Has he?
Well, up to this point. He was in 1, 2, 3, and 4 cuz he was Apollo's trainer.
That's right.
So in the first two movies,
who was Mickey? Was Mickey Rocky's?
Mickey was Rocky's. That's Burgess Meredith.
Mr. T killed him.
Well, he didn't kill him. He just happened to have a heart attack, like
Mr.
in
T
the midst
killed
of it. Yeah, I guess that's basically how they laid it out in the story. But
he was so scary that he killed him.
Yeah, but like this guy went for the first two movies, maybe having 3 lines,
right,
in the whole thing, and then in the third one, he gets a little bit more of a part because now he's training,
right.
Training him, but still it's most of that work is going to Apollo. And then this movie he's like all of a sudden he's like 4th or 5th lead, like
worked his way up the chain.
Yeah, he earned his way up that ladder,
I like him
wearing his turtleneck and chains.
You're right, when he yelled like throwing the towel, it was like he was doing it for real. He was really acting.
I believed the
I
shit
think he
out of
did
that.
a great job.
And it's fun, like watching this. I've been able to watch movies like I don't, because people always come to me and they're like, oh, you like everything, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I'm just watching it to enjoy it. I'm not watching it to pick it apart. I'm not watching a movie to do whatever. This one, you have to, now I rewatch them with a little more critical eye. And I watch it as an actor, and I watch it as a writer, and I watch it as a thing. I actually got added to a writers to watch list on Twitter that I found so whoever added me on that, thank you very much.
What have you written?
What?
You do write some funny tweets.
That's basically
that counts, right?
Yeah, that's basically where it came from. Follow me on Twitter at JK Findlay, but or at Miscast Podcast. I'm tweeting.
I like that. So you were like writers to watch.
Yeah,
like the top list of like somebody 2017?
No, it's just like a group. Then and like this person who like moderates this group can add to it or whatever. And
I like that.
I take it for what it's worth.
Cool,
like,
yeah.
It's a nice thing. I like that if anybody thinks enough of you to do that, even if like it's like it means nothing, like in terms of like it's not a ranking, you don't get any money out of it or anything like that, but it's like, hey, I like what you do.
No, I think that's cool as well.
All I need in the world. So here's
in
where
a
we're
jealous sort of a hate you kind of way. I think that's kind of fucking neat.
I'm sorry, buddy. So this is where we get into
here
the
we
start
go.
of the...
Look at this. He's got the futuristic stair climber here.
Yeah. But this is the kind of stuff they're using now. And not like the equipment itself may be different, but it's like the way they monitor everything. They monitor your muscles and they monitor, like they want to make sure that the workout that you are doing is maximizing how it's training your body.
Look at Stallone run. He's an old man too, right? And I'm just like, I can barely run. I feel like an old man.
Well, he's,
like I'm just like well, I guess he's not really, he's acting in movies. It's not like he's out at sea ripping his body apart.
Yeah, exactly. Or me
for
just
nothing.
Me just fucking myself up in one really short period of time pretending to be an athlete in high school. It's fun. Grade 8, I tear apart my knee and make it impossible for me to run.
I forgot about that.
And then grade 9, I almost break my neck and was basically told, do not participate in sports anymore. You're done with this.
I got do not participate in life.
As an MD, I'm going to go ahead and tap you out.
Sweet.
So,
well, then you have a reason every time, right? You go to the ring ready to fight, and just before, no, we're throwing the towel in. The bell doesn't even ring. You're like, I'm gonna fuck you up, motherfucker, getting crazy, hitting yourself in the head with a chair and stuff. And the guy's like, this guy looks like, no, throwing the towel.
I wish I could go back.
Awesome. That could be your total gimmick.
Yeah, I wish I could go back and treat my body a little bit better.
I don't wish I could go back.
Just the
well, I guess if I know now, like I feel like I'm a lot better with inside my own skin.
Yeah.
So in that respect, I would like to go back.
Yeah. But I mean, there's things that I could change. Like I wouldn't change the world. I would just change,
I'm not changing myself. I'll change the world.
No,
Fuck
there
that.
you go. I'm just thinking of the kinds of things where it's like, hey, you didn't have the confidence to speak to people. Do you kind of get now how weird that is?
Yeah.
It's like they're just people. It's like, oh, you want to ask out that girl? What's the worst that's going to happen to you?
That's it right there. That's it right there. I can't believe how much of a fucking wiener ball that I was.
I was thinking about it.
Talking about like asking a girl out was like, you might as well fly me to the moon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're right. All this is a no.
Yeah.
Or you're a creepo. Get your hand off my tit. Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, but it ain't a big deal.
I remember wanting to ask a girl out, and like we had no classes together.
You could have asked me at any time.
I know. Well, I know. I already knew the answer was yes. So I just put that pin on your lapel, and that was the end of it. Gave you my Letterman jacket.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I wear your jacket?
Yeah. But yeah, there was a girl I wanted to ask out, and I had no means to like just run into her. So I just kind of made the point of running into it. Like, I was like, oh, okay, well, she's in this class, I'm in this class, and or I had spare or whatever it was. So we crossed paths, and I run into her, and I just kind of asked her out right then and there, and it was kind of like, no, and I was like, all right. And then it was just like, I felt so dejected, but now, like, I kind of get that, and I was like, if I was single, I think I would probably ask out 30 women a day.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Which is, I guess, like kind of what the internet thing is.
Well, that's what it is. I find it weird, though. I found the whole thing to be weird.
Yeah.
Like the swiping of the writing and the
lefting of
like I'm going on like 15 dates a week and half of them I'm banging and the other half I'm like, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, the other half are banging me.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
The back half.
Something I had forgotten about Talia Shire. I forgot she was Francis Ford Coppola's sister.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I forgot that because she was in The Godfather, which means she's a Coppola.
Yeah.
But that also makes her Nicolas Cage's aunt for anybody who cares.
Ooh, that's right.
So
those are the mountains of Russia, huh?
Those are the exact same mountains that Heath Ledger would go and have sex with Jake Gyllenhaal. So this is the song that they reused to replace Peter Cetera's The Glory of Love, which was like a love song. He looks very...
It was?
Yeah. Well, The Power of Love wasn't a love song.
It was actually about hate.
That's the power of love.
But you know what I mean? Today. Yeah. I keep snapping.
But you know what I mean? Like,
holy fuck, look at that.
Yeah, that's fucking badass. I remember that was one thing I was actually good at in high school. I remember like hanging myself upside down on those bars, and then like I couldn't do like sit-ups like he could do there, but like I felt capable. I miss the old days in karate. I mean, I was a kid, but I mean, I was so friggin' flexible. I was like, I wish I could keep that. I could have kept that. I used to
kick-ass flexibility style.
Yeah. But I mean, I used to do like full-on standing splits.
Okay, well, not
I remember being in class and them taking my leg in the stretch. Basically, they would put your foot on their shoulder to get a stretch, and then they'd gently push up, and I would touch my toe to the wall over my head.
Dear God.
That was what I did, and I was like maybe 12? Not even?
The truth is 11? Here, Joe.
Yeah. Like, that is difficult. You can see because those muscles are doing shit ton of work.
There's no pain.
Look at how friggin' horny she was.
No pain.
Hey, she is looking so horny looking at it. She's like, oh, he's so sweaty and muscly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take his dong.
Look at this. Mm-hmm. Where's he going to run after the chickens?
Yeah, well, they're all frozen to death. So
they're easy to catch. He still can't catch them.
Yeah. He's like he got left in Siberia.
Oh, they're knocking him up with all types of drugs.
I get what they're doing here too, but as like, did they have to make it where he had to be a steroid freak and he couldn't have just been like it couldn't have just been
freak.
Like all of the country putting all of its efforts into this one person and putting all of its all of its technology into one person and all that. I'm like, no, you have to also mention that he's cheating.
Well, just like the real Russians.
Yeah. Well,
like, holy shit, it goes really.
I mean, yeah, I take your point for sure, but
it's true to life, man. Look at the veins.
Yeah. Ugh, Drago. I like when he does that. I always wanted though, because
she's getting hot too. Look at her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which should I seeing that as the director. Going through the dailies and she sees that her looking at him and it's like, I know for a fact she's not that good of an actor because she's about to do like Caged Heat 2. So
what a film.
Yeah.
Look
so
at him go.
Yeah, in the winter.
Oh my God, they're trying to kill him too. He's running for real.
Yeah.
Oh wait, are they trying to kill him?
No,
What's
they're
going on there? Are
his
these
they're
the
his
Russians?
chaperones. They're making sure he doesn't go sell secrets or something. I don't know what the fuck they're.
Yeah, what's the
actually
deal
doing.
there?
I don't know.
They're like freaking out because he's running off to tell nobody nothing.
I think they should have had him run and then basically like you know how like he had his own statue and like he goes like to the top of those stairs. He should have went to the top of some stairs that had Drago's statue. And then he just screams directly at it because when he gets to the top of this mountain, he does that Drago scream, running that incline that he was just doing. Like he's sprinting on like a friggin' 80-degree incline. I'm like, oh my god,
He's upside down.
I would argue that that his was harder than his.
Oh, Drago's?
Yeah.
No way, this guy's climbing a mountain.
No, but I just mean from the terms of like the incline that he was doing and the
right.
fact that he was sprinting. Like, yes,
God,
this
he
is
just
a
climbed
much
mountain.
This is a much tougher feat. And also, like, I wonder if this is what made him do Cliffhanger. Like, I always see something from a previous movie that leads to the next movie. And
Did we watch
wonder...
Cliffhanger?
No. Well, we've seen it, but not for
We didn't watch it on here.
No. We're trying our best to not do too many of one person's movies in a year. So this is only our second Stallone movie. Because we did
How many Arnolds have we done?
We've done 2 Arnolds.
Okay.
And we've done 2 Stallones.
We got 2 Van Dammes.
We have 1 Van Damme. And 1 fucking...
Is this it?
Yeah, this is the fight, baby.
What?
It's an hour-and-a-half movie. I told you.
Holy shit! This movie's not fucking around.
This is the highest grossing of all the Rocky movies, and it is the shortest Rocky movie, which maybe should have sent him a message.
Yeah.
Crank him down. We don't need
Cut out all the fat.
Yeah, we don't need to have 6 conversations about how you're afraid of Clubber Lang.
I'm still afraid.
Yeah. We don't have to have like 8 different things where you get distracted and just stop working out.
It's on TV.
It's like I think if you cut out all the times that Carl Weathers said "What's wrong with you" in Rocky 3, they probably could have got like 60 minutes out of the movie. What's wrong with you?
Like 32 minutes long. Look at him. He's got the shits. He's throwing up, pooping at the same time.
Nice, the trifecta.
Oh yeah.
He's also coming.
I was just gonna say jizzing.
Yeah, that's actually that came directly out of Tour de Pharmacy. Actually, they were talking about like getting these crazy massages that like would cause them all to ejaculate and stuff like that between things. And he's like, "Yep, the one day I got the trifecta." He's like, "Yeah, I shit, vomited, and jizzed all over the place."
The trifecta.
Oh god. That was I was like very pleasantly surprised by that movie. I mean, it's got all the beats of the weirdness of
it's on Netflix, right?
No, it's on HBO.
Oh, it's not Netflix?
No, it's not Netflix.
It's fuck.
It's an HBO program. But but yeah, it was really funny. There's a great scene of John Cena holding a naked man up over his head, and his dick is like right next to his face.
John Cena's starting to get a lot of movie roles, man.
Yeah, well, Trainwreck did a lot for him as far as showing that he can be comedic.
Batista's doing good too, man.
Yeah,
he's in the new Blade Runner.
Yeah, and
he's Drax,
and he's like the main, or at least the first guy to come into play. Or at least from the rumors in the Avengers, he's the first one to like show up and go, "Hey, I'm here to kill Thanos."
I've said before, and I will say it again. I believe the person to get the killing blow on Thanos should be Drax.
Yeah,
because he's they fucked like Rocket said, everybody's got shit that's happening.
I don't think they're gonna give
Thanos killed Drax's family directly.
Yeah. I feel like there's not going to be death blow. I think it's going to be like almost a giant Rube Goldberg machine of Iron Man's off doing this and this person's doing this and Drax
because he's got some dudes fighting with him though, right? Some apostles or something.
Yes, and they're supposed to be pretty badass. Yeah. Somebody told me about them. I read a little bit about them.
Yeah, me too.
It's like they
are super badasses.
Yeah. So, which was necessary because what were they just like literally going to all fight him and then all fight him again?
I just want to fucking see the Hulk rumble.
Look at his shape. He's like the letter Y.
Yeah, look at that,
very, very.
His arms look like he's all bow-legged or something.
Yeah. Well, that's just
he's pretty tall, right? This ring ain't coming up from the ground. This one's coming from the ceiling down.
Yes, and it's upside down.
It's Russia.
This is like the entrance of the world, though. Like, look at those smoke torches that they travel with, and this music. This has got like great weird 80s score music too. It's like that bum, 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 bum.
The tension is rising. Boom.
Yes. And then we get the entire Russian national anthem in a minute. And again, this one was the shortest one. This is probably
it. Both anthems full on?
Just the Russian. But the
he's on steroids.
Yeah. That looks like Ringo Starr in the background now.
It probably is.
Yeah, fab.
He loves boxing, international boxing matches.
Yeah. Hello there, it's the fabulous Ringo.
Is Balboa the champ still?
No, he's retired.
Because they just said this is not for the belt.
Oh, maybe he's still the champ.
Dear God, Stallone, look at him.
Ugh.
And that's too much.
Yeah.
I think Drago looks better.
Well, but I think his height has a lot to do with it.
He's short
because
as
they
fuck.
have the exact same muscle structure, but one of them is a foot taller than the other ones.
Probably more than a foot.
Yeah.
Oh God.
One of them is 4'1", and the other one is 11'3". I like because Drago goes through a little something during this too, where like,
zum.
well, no, but I mean like the pressure on him, like he's not even thrilled with this. Like you see a shot and you see he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like he's
looking around now. He's like, man, this is getting a little crazy here.
Yeah. Why is this a big nationalist thing? I just want to prove I'm the best boxer.
Oh yeah. Look at those Morticia shots of the eyes there, eh? Where just their eyes are lit up.
It's what
we should get posters like that made of us. Yeah. You'll have Russia in the corner, like in I want North Korea. And we'll be all ripped and fucking painted.
Yes, that's the only way. It's the only way I'm gonna allow this. Hey, if anybody wants to make us into really muscly people and have an artistic ability, by all means, please send it to us. That podcast at miscastcommentary.com. I will more than certainly turn that into a t-shirt.
If I'm gonna make a t-shirt, I'm doing it tomorrow. No, I'm gonna be sleeping because of
you're gonna be sleeping.
The old mini there.
I contacted a place yesterday to see if I could make just one shirt, and they're like, "No, you can't make just one shirt." And I'm like, "Oh,
what are you talking about?"
I called a press place. I was trying to find out how much it might cost.
Oh yeah, there's one in the Penn Center.
Oh, they'll do.
You just make shirts.
Nice.
It's like $40 or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Not the one I'm making for you, John. Yeah. Don't you worry, buddy. Way cheaper. Way fucking cheaper.
Yellow Sharpie and a Hanes his way under teeth.
I got that right.
Yeah. But
you better be out there listening still, John. I'm not gonna send you a fucking t-shirt if you bailed.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck that. It's for lifelong listeners.
They are screaming and roaring for their champion.
Even if we don't do this after a while,
mm-hmm.
and you'll still have to sit there as if you are.
I'm never stopping.
Fucking
I'm too in now.
I'm in it. I'm in it to fucking win it.
Attaboy.
Or to lose it. I don't give a shit. I'm just in it, right?
I like that they're claiming that both of these guys are roughly the same weight. We're both heavyweights.
He doesn't say he's going. He says, I must. Like, they are forcing me to break you.
In Italy, they changed that line for some reason to, I will break you in half.
They did?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it probably just translated better.
Right.
Probably flowed a little nicer. But yeah.
You want us to give you one more shot in the bum?
So, to be as...
He looks like Billy Idol on roids.
Totally.
Hey?
Totally.
Look at him.
Yeah. I can't see.
It looks like if Bridget Nielsen had a penis.
So it looks like Bridget Nielsen.
Yes.
There you go. But so he wanted this to be really authentic, and they wanted real hitting. So on the first day of shooting the real hitting, he punched Sylvester Stallone in the chest, and he felt like his heart was on fire.
Ooh.
So he was having like a burning in his chest after the thing. He thought maybe he pulled the muscle or something like that. He went home. Went back to wherever they were there. Again, they were in Vancouver at this point.
Is this where they're filming this right here, Vancouver?
Yep. At the PNE Arena.
Oh my God.
So that night he has to call a doctor because he's having trouble breathing.
What is he even doing in the ring right now? Like, what the heck?
He's trying to dodge him out.
Arms up.
Yeah, he's trying to dodge him out. But anyways, so he's having trouble breathing that night. So he's got to call a doctor. They rush him back to California in a low altitude flight because if they went to, he could die if they fly up to normal heights. They fly him to California. They put him in intensive care. when he got punched, because again, he were punching for real, like the order was punch for real. Dolph Lundgren punched him so hard in the chest, his heart slammed against his breastplate, and it started in the sack.
Holy fuck!
And the sack started swelling up, and it started cutting off the blood flow to
Holy shit, Dolph
so
Lundgren. Well, maybe Carl Weathers had something going on there. He's trying to kill him for real.
Yeah. So, well, he said go all out, and he did it again in Rocky Balboa. They actually were hitting each other.
They were?
They were hitting each other, which was a big, because I mean, when you watch the early ones,
God.
you catch certain angles, and you can see that the fists are like 10 feet apart. You actually, somebody has footage, I've seen it before, of one of the I think it was Rocky 2, and it was from a different angle, so you could see how far apart they were when they were actually. And
you're making a movie.
Well, exactly, but it was
what
just
the fuck.
But the problem is you don't feel like, he's like, every time I watch it, it doesn't feel like you're connecting. It doesn't feel like actual fighting is happening. It's just me throwing my body around while you're swinging your arms around. So he's like, so this one he wanted them to actually hit, but then he just kind of miscalculated the fact that he was fighting a literal monster.
He forgot. Maybe his gigantic ego might have been clouding his judgment.
A little bit. And then so when you get around to 6, and Antonio Tarver, who you now have a professional boxer in the ring with you, he knows how to hit hard without hitting hard. Right. He can connect with you and without
not rip
destroying
your face right off.
But he could if he wanted to. He could do either. And then at the same time, I'm sure like Sylvester's like, don't worry, I'm gonna take it easy on you. Antonio's like, yeah, what? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure you are.
You go ahead. You take it.
No
easy.
matter what you did, you're taking it easy on me.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Look, like he's just like throwing his head around. He's not like, what are you doing?
Well, it's hard. You got to get inside, right? And again, he's been punched in the face because one of the big tropes of Rocky, nobody ever blocks. You take every single punch directly to the face.
Right to the chops.
Boom. So there's another
I
one.
wonder what he said after. He's like, let's hit each other for real. And then Dolph Lundgren smokes him in the chest.
Yeah.
His heart almost rips out the back of him and explodes into
he was in
confetti.
He was in intensive care for 4 days.
And then so he gets out of the hospital and comes back. And then does he go, okay, like maybe we don't hit each other anymore?
Yeah. Well, and how do you feel, eh? Like, this is your first chance at a real movie. And
you almost killed Stallone.
You almost killed not only the star of the movie, but also the director of the movie.
Oh, right. Like, yes. I forgot.
Like, oh, me so sorry. And it's like...
yeah, in his Swedish accent, yeah. You think he's a Swiss?
Yeah, he's Swedish, not Swiss.
What?
Switzerland would be Swiss.
Sweeterland?
Sweeterland would be, yeah.
Sweeterland, yeah.
Oh,
we got him.
Yeah.
Borgy.
They his eye, I remember this too being so weird. Like he bleeds different. Like you could see like
Russian blood.
Well, it seems like, I don't know, like everybody else always gets really red blood and his was like black.
Holy shit,
like,
Rocky.
was that on purpose? Yeah, well, he's getting rough. He did murder his friend.
Oh, come on. That's low.
I like this. This is from his days fighting Thunderlips in exhibition matches. I'm Thunderlips, baby.
It's a gutter war.
Yeah. Just classic Philly bullshit.
This is shaping up to be a personal war. Don't you think when he killed his best friend in the ring because he wouldn't stop, that maybe would have started this personal war?
He could have not fought him. That's also good, right?
Yeah, you got him, Rocky. So he's human after all.
I like that. I also like too the respect that you get. Like I really dig his character. Like he's sitting there. He's like, oh my god, like he is
like a piece of iron. That's the Russian guy talking, right?
Yeah. Like they're all saying he's soft. He's nothing. It's like, no, you guys don't understand.
You're not he's fucking like it's like hitting an iron bar.
Yeah. It's like every time I hit him, it doesn't seem to matter much, and he's tiny. I should be rolling through this.
Does he ever look like Billy fucking Idol, man?
Yeah. Well, that was the hairstyle of the time.
I loved it. I still like that hairstyle.
It looks kind of like Frosted Tips, though.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have
blonde as fuck.
Yeah, like he's super blonde, and then he had to keep. That
I would have
if
I was allowed, to be not wearing a helmet at work. I would have been super blonde too, and it really pissed me off.
Nice.
Because the back was super blonde, and I kept running into people and be like, "Oh, did you like frost the back of your hair?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't." My hair looks really good. It's nice, like two-tone color. I was like, no, it's because the sun was hitting the back and wearing a fucking helmet.
Once upon a time when I was cute, I was a platinum blonde.
When you were cute, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, but I just mean like as a little kid, like I had platinum blonde hair. My
like that.
son has, if anybody's stalking my son, you'll know exactly what I looked like. That, like, I mean, to a T. That is what I looked like. And then as my hair started to darken, yeah, it would get very light in the summer still, which was nice. I liked having.
Come on, Rocky.
He's like friggin' like wasting now. But like, ugh.
We're already at round 7?
Well, yeah, this is how you go through these.
Holy
Imagine
fuck.
if you had to go through the entire fight.
We should have. The movie
These
was
are
so
all-
goddamn short leading
These
up
are
to the
all-
fight. Like, holy fuck.
I like this.
This is like Montage the movie. This is the 4th montage.
Yes.
The whole movie should have just been a montage.
I'm trying to think of all of them because there's the one that when he's driving around after dude died. There's the training
The
one.
training, this
one,
montage.
and I feel like there was I feel like you were
Oh
right.
my
when
god,
you said
jeez, he
4.
looks like he's hitting him right there for real.
Oh, it probably was. He's like, it's fine. My heart's not in my head, stupid. Ew.
What a war.
I want to know how much water is poured on them when you could do that. I like what they used to do in I think it was Jackass 3 when they had those like high speed cameras when they did the Rocky.
Oh,
You'd sneak
yeah.
up behind them and you'd splash the water in their face and then punch them in the other side
was
of their face.
mean.
It was very mean, but
That sounds like a Bam Margera skit. Like he would do. He always did the ones where like I'm hitting you or peeing on
And
you.
it was.
Bam sucked. Yeah,
And
it was.
It was.
Of course it was. Bam's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah. Yeah, his whole thing was the misery of others because
Yeah, like, he was
when
a
he was a
dick.
kid, it was just all picking on his mom and dad,
And his mom and dad, like the
Yeah.
poor fuckers.
and then he was always the first one to cry.
Of course, exactly. Steve-O was the man. Steve-O in Knoxville.
Nothing made me happier. I knew we're super off topic with Jackass now, but nothing made me happier than when Steve-O got clean.
Yeah.
Because
Good for
like,
him, eh?
when you saw it in Jackass 3, and it was so apparent, like it wasn't apparent that he was on drugs in the other ones until you found out that he was, but then it was so apparent that he wasn't on drugs, like when 3 rolled around. And I really like that one thing when he burned himself, and then he's sitting there, and they asked how the pain was, and he's like, a person under normal circumstances would ask for a painkiller right now, and Johnny just starts laughing. He's like, "Yep, you got your card revoked." And it's good. And Johnny Knoxville said in like an interview about him too, he's taken to sober better than he took to drugs. Like he is way into being sober. Like,
That's good.
And
I know a guy too that used to drink a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
I like to have a couple fucking popskis too, but I guess he was getting drunk all the time a lot, and he's been sober now for I think 2 years, and it's still weird. I went to Toronto and I was at a party, and I just kept thinking like, "Where's your oh yeah," and he's happy as a clam. I've never seen him happier. Same kind of thing. He looks so good. He's so
Yeah, it's.
I didn't think he was an asshole when he was on booze or anything, but it's just like
But-
to see him in this light now. It's like it's so nice.
Things do affect you in a way that will make you not happy with yourself, even if everything's kind of fine. Like it's just like, oh yeah, that guy gets drunk or whatever.
Right.
But it's like you feel a certain way about yourself the whole time, and then once that goes away, and you can fix that however you need to fix it.
Right.
It's all. It's
Oh,
all
he didn't
good.
like that.
Yeah, you don't fuck around. He like Darth Vader picks him up. by the
Oh
throat.
my god.
That seemed. I never liked that shot. That seemed a little excessive. I
Oh
would
my
have just had
God,
him like
yes.
shove him off the thing, or. I want to know, like, they got divorced immediately after this because you find out that she was issued to him, like as like,
oh right.
here's
Here's your girl.
here's your beautiful wife because you are champion.
I like that he just got pissed off there.
I know. Well,
Fuck you guys.
well, because they were making a genuine effort here. I feel
Jesus
to
Christ.
kind of like mend bridges a little bit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was like
To the
because
end.
this was kind of like the end of the Cold War. Like I don't remember the whole timeline. This was maybe 87, 88. I don't remember, but like it was like 91 or something like that was like the mark of the end of the Cold War. So it was like it was coming up on the end. It's like people could see the end in sight, and I think that there was. Like he likes to send some messages if he has the opportunity to
Right.
just like slip a little something in, and I
Yeah.
think that was the whole point. Was
He's like, come on, hit me.
yeah, it's like it's gonna come to the point where we're going to be living together as one again. So let's figure it the fuck out.
So this movie saved the Cold War, like I said before, man.
It's solved a lot of problems.
You think, what would your brain be doing if they actually were knocking each other around for 12 rounds like this?
Well, because you know how he has
God.
you know how he has like brain damage in 5. He
After
had
this one, yeah,
he would have had brain damage by the end of 2. Is the answer?
Like, my God.
Yeah.
Imagine Conor McGregor and fucking Mayweather was like this, 12 rounds of just.
Jesus Christ. The only solace is that those guys weigh 100 pounds apiece, not 220. Like, imagine if it was Tyson Holyfield in their heyday.
Jesus.
Pounding on each other. Like, one of them would have died in the ring.
Yeah.
Absolutely one of them would have died in the ring.
Holy fuck.
Oh, so good. Look at how short those shorts are, too. You can see his testicles at any time.
Oh, my Lord,
but he was on steroids, so therefore maybe he won't. I was like, I don't know.
That's the only reason he's on steroids. He hates these shorts.
Yeah. I take my steroids so my nuts don't hang out. Oh.
So many to the body.
So many body shots. I feel like those were revenge ones for making his heart explode.
That's right.
Boom. What was kind of funny too is this also, when I read this information about the heart thing, I was like, it kind of legitimized Crush's heart punch. And because I was like, that's the stupidest thing in the world. That's
been bothering you for years.
Crush's
heart
there
punch.
There are some like wrestling moves that just don't make sense to me, and that was one of them. You just put your hand behind the guy's head.
A lot of them don't make sense.
But yeah. But that at least legitimized it, because at least sent somebody to the hospital one time. Like, the way blood drips out of him is weird. Like, I kept noticing.
He's got colder blood. Oh my God, he's done it.
Yeah. What kills me, there were a bunch at work this past weekend. There were a bunch of different Rocky movies on, and he always has to do a very specific different end. Like the one he like jumps up in the air and he lands on his knees, and then that one he did a little swing. Like, it was like, I feel like those are very carefully choreographed, so each one has a different celebration that is like very specific.
Even the Russians love America now.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Drago. They're going to blow your brains out right after when you leave this arena, bro.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of Canadians who look vaguely European.
Yeah, we all kind of do.
Yeah.
What?
I like... yeah. And you guys hated me. I didn't know what to think about that.
Incoherent mumbles.
My favorite thing of all time, we can share this story now because it is Rocky related. This was related to Rocky 3. But one time, Todd was just acting like he was passed out. We were at his place. And I came over him, and we just watched Rocky 3. And I get over him, I'm like, Todd... And then I go, Mick, which is what he does when Mickey dies. And Todd spit all of his liquids into my face. Like, I've never been I
didn't know where you were going with that story. I totally remember that. Yeah. I totally remember. I was like drinking.
Yeah. I've never had so much spit put on and in me at one given point, because I was directly over his face, like we were inches apart, right? And I just did the and then he just killed him.
Yeah, fuck, I don't remember that. I think I was lying on my aunt's couch.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
Yes, you were. And that's, we'll see. Then now I'm learning a little lesson, because I'm trying to teach my daughter about personal space, because she's always like going to her friends and giving them hugs and stuff like that. I'm like, you gotta give them a little bit of space from time to time. And now I realize, I was in high school when I did that. I'm still up in people's faces.
And still,
yeah.
Oh my God, he's slow clapping. He's the first Russian slow clapper.
Yeah. I was trying to
stand up.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny because that guy got up first, and I thought that was like that was supposed to be like Gorbachev or something like that. But then I was like, he seems really unsure to be like a leader.
You're not even home with your child, Rocky. Jesus, on Christmas.
Yeah, that does seem really mean. And on top of that,
he picked it on Christmas.
Then he got his wife to come.
No, she showed up. She just said I couldn't stay away any longer.
But I mean, just the whole idea is they have now left their kid at home with Arnold Schwarzenegger's nanny.
They got the robot.
Oh, that's true.
The robots are making them real
Wouldn't it have
cheese
been
and shit.
amazing if at the exact same time they basically made Home Alone that was taking place at that house, and it was the robot was literally tearing people apart, chopping mall style?
Like he gets home and his kids have been dismembered.
No, like
Because of
it's
the
100% protecting the kids, but like anybody who so much as solicits with like a brochure gets
They are
torn
dead.
to shreds. We are done this movie, folks.
We did it.
Our marathon of movies has completed. I like that the cake made one of the movie stills.
It was a nice cake.
Yeah, it was good. I like because a lot of these are like just
The
like
Godfather of Soul was played by James Brown.
fuck. Was he not allowed to be James Brown in this movie?
No. He was playing a character.
Yes.
That character was the Godfather of Soul.
Seiko the Robot, voiced by Robert Dornick.
Yeah, he gets a credit.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He was literally a member of the Screen Actors Guild.
It's amazing. Has he been in anything else?
Not
That's
that
a
I
real
know
piece
of.
of trivia right there. We need to follow the career of this robot. Seiko.
The Robot.
Seiko de Mayo. Yeah. There he is.
Man. True. Why didn't this, like, this is the second time we've heard this song. Why couldn't this been a rap about the plot of the movie?
Yo. It's only should have been Rocky 4.
Yeah. Is this the first movie you watched? Have you been following? We just watched Drago knock out Apollo in. Like, it does take some writing. I'm not going to be able to.
CCCP, motherfucker. CCCP.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Up in this
stands for.
motherfucking hizzy. Now it's gone black and white. They couldn't afford anything after that friggin' scene.
The CCCP is actually, it's just a real troll on the States. It's just come, pussy.
Sounds like some Russian Insane Clown Posse fans.
Nice.
CCCP, motherfucker. Fucking Insane Clown Posse.
Be
Got any
amazing.
Juggaloos out there tonight?
The Juggalos, baby. Yeah. There was like a Juggalo protest or something like that.
Oh, Lord.
That was in Washington.
and
it
Juggalos.
It outnumbered the alt-right protest that was like the previous day. And I'm like, haha, there's more Juggalos than people who think Trump's a good idea.
Oh my Lord, I would rather join Trump's party than be anywhere near that Juggalo disaster fest.
I would say as well.
Oh my God. What were the Juggalos mad about? They ran out of black eye makeup at the fucking Walmart? Like, what the fuck?
No, I think they were actually I think they were protesting on behalf of the left.
Ugh.
Which is weird
We
too.
need to
Because
stay at home.
Yeah, I honestly don't.
Oh my
yeah.
God. Nothing's going to make the left party look worse. Not even Antifa's probably like, oh, these guys are making us look bad. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God.
He's just. Yeah, maybe that's how you solve the whole North Korea thing is you make North Koreans juggalos.
Oh Lord.
Could you imagine if Kim Jong-un was a juggalo? He just showed up one day and he was just in all clown makeup and he's just like...
That makes a lot of sense.
That would be amazing.
That would make
Nothing
He's
would
a
make...
juggalo.
Who? Okay, let's name some people who would be hilarious as secret juggalos. Joe Biden. Joe Biden, secret juggalos. Yeah.
Well, Trump would be funny as a secret juggalo.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
It's gotta be somebody who you'd never think, like Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, Jennifer
Juggalo headmaster. You know?
Nope. It broke me.
It was you.
It broke me. I couldn't. I closed my eyes and then pictured her with her hair tied up in one troll style.
But it's
thing.
not. It's not being held up. It's being like by no product. It's because she hasn't washed her hair in forever.
Yes.
Her left eye's got like pink eye makeup that's running.
And the other one's just bruised.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
punched.
Yeah, and she's got like those like pink, things that go over your arms when your thumb goes through it, so so you can't see your track marks.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just like,
she's got a shirt on that
Their
says
arm
like, "Daddy
leggings.
loves me,"
Yes.
with a real picture of her dad molesting her.
Yeah.
She laughs about
on the
it
back.
often.
It says all night long.
Yeah.
Well, enough of the juggalos. We finished another movie. We have completed our all-nighter.
A trifecta.
We did it.
Mine's going to continue.
I'm going to tell you, it's
wow.
currently 4:10 a.m.
Canadian.
4:10 in the a.m.
And you were watching Perspectives.
That's exactly what I was doing. Thank you all so much, as always. I will not be surprising Todd with the next movie. We'll just actually discuss one, and I'll probably let him pick because I picked the last couple. But
Sweet.
yeah, so tune
Not
in.
really good at
folks.
picking them.
We're watching Yentl.
Yay!
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. But in the meantime, as always, hit the website miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. On Twitter @miscastpodcast. Instagram @miscastcommentary. Billion ways to reach us. So reach out. As always,
You reach out and give me a glute massage, man. I got chair ass fierce.
I know, we'll take care of you.
Oh
buddy.
my
It's gonna be
God.
fun. I'm gonna hire a young Thai boy to take care of this for us.
Couple of Bangkok ladyboys coming over.
Finally. But
You can get them delivered with a pizza here.
yeah, as always, spread the word any way you can. Tell a friend, like us, share us, retweet us on Twitter. We put up the notifications when the new episodes come up and that kind of thing. Get us on Facebook. We're always posting this stuff on Facebook too. All that good stuff. So we will see you next week. In the meantime, we love you.
Love you.
I love you more.
That's true.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.